This is the story about the Bullion Pit Mine. This mine is located just a few miles from present-day likely British Columbia. It was in the summer of 1869 that prospector and miner Thomas Latham arrived in an area known as Quesnel Forks. It was just a few miles upstream that, while searching a nearby creek, that he struck gold. Latham continued to work these claims for another 10 years every summer, and would then take all his gold out with him just before winter set in. He would spend his winters near Vancouver, where he would freely spend his summer riches. In the late 1870s, Latham then abandoned the claims and went further north in search of more lucrative claims. Once Latham left the claims, it didn't take long before the Chinese miners moved in. They worked their way deep into the creek bed as well, and over the years they created quite a deep canyon about 1,000 feet in length, but still 150 feet above the Quesnel River. Then they too moved on after taking almost $1 million in gold from the claim. Then, in 1891, some investors who had heard about this creek took over the claims. They brought in a mining engineer from California named John Hobson to help them build a large-scale mine. John was a specialist at hydraulic mining in California, so his expertise was what these investors needed, as it was thought that this property would yield at least $100 million in gold. The first thing these investors did was raise as much money as they could. Then they set out to acquire all the surrounding claims, and soon they had mining claims which covered about 10 square miles. Work began in 1893 with the construction of a 21-mile canal to take water from Polly and Bootjack lakes. This water would run down pipes at the mine, which fed the giant 12-inch water monitors. This ditch canal was 10 feet wide and upwards of 6 feet deep, and was all dug by hand. The company brought in Japanese workers to dig this canal. Construction of this canal lasted for 2 full years, and in 1895 they were ready to start hydraulicking the sides of the creek. All the washed rocks and gravel were washed over large steel riffles downstream where the heavy gold was trapped. The tailings would continue downstream to eventually end in the nearby lake. All the while this mining was going on, work continued with construction of a large dam upstream the mining operation. A 410-foot wide by 35-foot high dam was built on a creek about 11 miles away to form a small lake that was named Moorhead Lake. By 1899, the ditching system was complete. The area of the watershed captured by the dam was over 60 square miles and had a capacity of over 1 billion cubic feet of water. There was over 33 miles of various ditches in total. The company had cabins built along these ditches for workers to stay. These workers would tend to the series of gates that allowed the water to run to the monitors. These cabins even had their own telephone system, so the company could give orders on how much water was needed. For the first 6 odd years of operation, the mine did quite well, taking out $60 million worth of gold. After 11 years of mining, the company had made $70 million in gold, but it spent $112 million. So in 1907, the mine shut down. The next few decades saw the mine change hands a few times until 1933, when gold was revalued from $20 to $34 per ounce. It was at that time that a new company, Bullion Placers Limited, went in to redevelop the pit. The following year, there were 3 shifts of 80 men working, rebuilding flumes and ditching. The mine continued working until 1942, when some legal issues and the start of the Second World War brought the operation to a halt. During that time, it is estimated that approximately 2.5 million cubic yards of earth was sluiced each year for almost 10 years, and that there was about a quarter ounce of gold in every cubic yard. In all, some 200 million tons of dirt and gravel were washed away to create a huge canyon more than 270 yards wide, 130 feet deep, and almost 2 miles long. It is also estimated that over its lifetime, the Bullion Pit produced an estimated 75,700 ounces of gold. You can still go to the Bullion Pit today. There is a small information site where the old water monitors are on display. There are also trails that you can walk down into the cut where they mined. I hope you enjoyed this short story about the old Bullion Pit mine. Please like, share, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you more old lost mine stories.